يا لغتي عربية حسبي بأنك منطقي وبياني عربية قلبي وروحي أحرفي ولساني عربية حسبي بأنك منطقي وبياني عربية قلبي وروحي أحرفي ولساني عربية ثم الوصوف تضيع في أوصاف.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. إن الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. أما بعد. We praise Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and we seek blessings for the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Last time we learnt about three letters, lam, waw and ya. And for the letter la, we did the lam alif. So we did lam on itself, then we did lam alif. And for lam alif we gave the example of la ilaha illallah. So we start with that example because it's the best example you can give. Because we have the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala inside, and every person who is a Muslim, they say la ilaha illallah. It's what Islam is. So if you want to learn Arabic, there are many Muslims also, like Arabic is the language of Muslims. It's good to know about this. And most Arabs are Muslims anyway. So if you're not a Muslim, still, la ilaha illallah. If you're a Muslim, say it, la ilaha illallah. So you have this word. Bismillah. That's how we write lam and alif. We said this part here, from there, downwards, up to there, then we go across, that is lam. And then this other part is alif. It comes across, then crosses again. So lam and alif. Or alternatively, we can write lam alif. That is la. La, la. The next word for lam was ilah. So we can recognize that in the middle here we have a lam. So this is E, then there's a lam here with an A. So we say ila, ila. And at the end here we can recognize that that is one of the forms of ha. Last two lessons back we did ha, 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 ha. Four forms. The first one was ha, the second one ha, the third one ha, and the fourth one ha. This is all like H. At the beginning, in the middle, at the end when it is joined, at the end when it is not joined. And we notice that this ha over here is the same as that one. So we have E, la, then here H, ilaha, there, right there, ha, ilaha. So this ha is what we learned here, ha. So that's an H, another H, and another H, and another H. So here, la ilaha. So ilaha means anything which you worship, like a god. So when you say la ilaha, we say there is no God. Like nothing which should be worshipped, you know. A person could say, this is my God. And we say, no, that is not God. There is no godhood in this. That is a God. No, there is no godhood in that. It could be an idol, you worship it, but it doesn't have godhood, like divinity or something. La ilaha, no divinity, no godhood, that attribute which makes God God. Like I'm a human being. There is what makes the human human, that humanity. So I am a human being. This pen is not a human being, so no humanity here. For God, there is only one who has that godhood, and that is Allah. So we say, La ilaha, no godhood in anything. Then we go to the third word, illa. 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 For example, we have E, that's E, then lam, alif again. Illa. Now here, look, we have this shadda thing. What does shadda mean? Shadda means there is two letters. So the first one is E, like E, then followed by two lams, you know. We have one lam, then another lam. Then these two lams over here, from this shadda we have two lams. They are followed by an alif. Alif is a double R. That way. So, la, illa, illa. So we have la, no, ilaha, God, illa, except, except. La ilaha illa, no godhood in anything, illa, except Allah. Now Allah is the creator who made me, gave me my skin, made everything. Illa, made the heavens, the earth, the trees, the animals, the water, the soil. He made everything. So illa Allah. So la ilaha illa Allah. How do you write Allah? And last time we said we have two kinds of lam. The one says la, and the second one we say la, light and heavy. For God, we use the heavy one, la. Unless we have an E sound, it goes E. Bismillah. Otherwise it's Allah or Allah. But illa. So we have la ilaha illa here. Now let's do the last one. That's an A sound. That's an L. Lam. So that we want to write this. Allah and an H at the end. So another L sound. Finally, an H. There, right there. That's an H. So, let's do it again. Allah. That is how you write it. Alif, lam, lam, two L's, then an H at the end. That goes to Allah. Actually, there's an alif over here, a double one. The name is pronounced this way. There's a double R. This is how you pronounce it. We write it with a single, but we pronounce it Allah. Allah. That way. There's a double here. Allah. You know, don't say Allah. Allah. No, it's Allah with a double, then a ha at the end. Allah. Ha. Allahu. Allahi. Allaha. Allah. There's an H at the end of Allah. So when you pray to Allah, you say, Ya Allah, Ya Allah. There's that H sound. You can hear it, I hope. Allah, ha, Ya Allah, that way. So that's the proper way of calling on God's name, Allah. And we have seen alif, lam, lam, and the H at the end. So, La ilaha illa Allah. Now let's do another examples with lam alif. We have how will we read this? La, that's an M. La, ma, lam. Another example. La, fa, that's an F, with one dot. No, that's F. La, fa, la, fa. Another example. La, ka, that's a K. We've done this before. So, we have an M and an F. So, la, ma, la, fa, la, ka, la, ma, la, fa, la, ka. Let's have another one. La, bis. Say it. La, bi, and that's an S. La, bis. La, bis. Let's have another example. Which letter is this? With an F, so it becomes la, this is an E, la, fi. 2 dots up is a T. 2 dots up, it's a T. La, fit. La, fit. Let's have a final example for this. La, mi, that's an M right there. So, la, mi, and this sound, s. So, la, mis. Let's read this. La, mis. La, mis. So, let's have one final example before we wrap up. And the example is lam alif, but a different form. We can also write lam alif in the middle. So far we've done lam alif on its own, but you can have lam alif in the middle. This is how it goes. See? We are joining it to something. So we go upwards. This looks like an alif. But that's not what we want. After getting to the top, we have a curve this way. See? Now that's an L. And then after that, we put that diagonal. And that is an alif. So, how do you read this? The sound of alif is a double A. So that is la. We have one example. There is this companion of the Prophet, very famous, from Abyssinia. His name was Bilal. His name was Bilal. So with this, we end this program, and inshallah next time we shall do a bit of lam alif in the middle, and then we go to the wow and the ya, which we introduced last time. We go for a break. See you after the break. Don't go anywhere. Call your friends and write down everything.
Nyama nyama nyama.
Canned meat.
Ya ng'ombe.
Canned meat.
Ya mbuzi.
Canned meat.
Ya kondoo.
Canned meat.
Canned meat kwa nyama halali, safi, freshi, isiyo na kemikali yoyote. Sasa tuna deliver kwa butcheries, supermarkets, shule, hospitali na pia tunaweza kuletea kwako nyumbani. Tupigie simu kupitia nambari 0726620154 ama 0729319650. Email address yetu ni sales@kenmeat.co.ke. Tunapatikana at the River Export Processing Zone.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back. Wow and ya. But before that, let's complete lam alif. Lam alif. We have two forms of lam alif. The first one, lam alif. The second one, lam alif. The second one, we can modify it a bit so that we join it to what comes before it. So we finished with Bilal. 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 The B, we know, that's lam and double A, so Bila and then another L. Bilal. Let's have another example. When we talk, we say kalam, kalam, kalam. So we have a K at the beginning, but because we are joining lam in the middle, we go upwards, then outwards. Then that's a K. We add an alif, so it becomes kala, ka-la, kala. Then we add an M, kalam. Kalam means words. Or instead of the K, we can have salam. You know, we do sin. How do you write K now? We go upwards, then we go downwards. That's an L in the middle. If you want to add an alif, so it becomes salah. Then you can put an M, salam. So you can say salamun alaykum, salamun alaykum. That's how you write it. Sa, then la, it's with an alif, it's a long one, not salamun. This is salah. There's salamun, you can't have an alif, but with alif it's salamun, salamun alaykum. Okay? We can have clothes. In Arabic, clothes we say malabis, malabis. So we have a mim. The la is in the middle, so we go upwards, then outwards that way, then with an alif. So you have mala, then you can just finish it this way. Ba with a kasra, B, sin. Ba, kasra, B, sin. Mala, B, s. Malabis, clothing. So you have malabis. Or we can have like a chain. Chain we say salasil. sil. So, sa, la, si. Up here this is an a, down is an e. So, sala, si, l. Salasil, chain. So we have salasil, chain or a series. So you can have silsila means series. Salasil. So a chain or a series. So salasil. Something joined to another, which is joined to another, which is joined to another. A chain or a series. Salasil. Okay, so that's enough for lam and alif. Let's do some waw and ya. Waw and ya. We start with how do you read this? This is a W with an A, so it is W and A. Wa. So waw, fatha. Waw, fatha, wa. Sin. Was, waw, fatha, wa. Was, wa. Sin. Was, was. 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 Okay, let's modify this. We have an alif here and see what happens. So how would we read this? Was, that's a double A. So waw and double A becomes wa. So it is was, wa. There. Waw and alif is wa. So we have was, was. الذي يوسوس في وسواس من شر الوسواس. In the Quran we have waswas. So this is waw and alif together. Wa. Okay, we can have another waw for example. How do you read this? That's a W and then I. So it becomes we. Becomes we. And this is dal and alif. How do you read these two together? That is da. So it is we da. And another D, we da do. Widadu, widadu. Now let's go to ya. For example, we have that's here. It's a ya because of two dots. Understand, wherever you see two dots down, when you see two dots below anything, it's a Y. Two dots below anything. It doesn't matter how it's written. It could be written that way, or it could be written this way. As long as there is two dots down somewhere, that's a Y. Two dots somewhere, that's a Y. It's a ya. So we have Y and U. Yutmu. Yutmu. What about this one? Yasin. Y and the double A. Ya. S and the double E. Si. Yasin. Yasin. Now, we've seen waw and ya with alif. Waw and alif becomes a W and a double R. Wa, that's easy. Ya and alif becomes Y and double R. Ya, that was easy. And we remember we said whenever you see two dots below anything, it's a ya, like a Y or double E. So what happens now when we join waw and ya together? For example, we have waw followed by ya. How do we read this? When you see waw followed by ya, waw has two options. It's either a double O or a W. So what do? You take the first one is always a W. So we have W followed by a vowel. It becomes we. And if it was the other way around now, it was a ya followed by a W, a waw. How do you read this? We start here. The first one, we make it a ye, a Y, and the second one, we make it a vowel, a double U. Okay? So we have you. For example, we have this name here. How do we read this? That's an S. So that is this one is this one here. So this one just moves here. It becomes you. Yes. Su. Yusuf. Yusuf. So that's a U. That's an S and a U. So you, su, and that's an F at the end. One dot up. Yusuf. So inshallah, we shall stop with this. Next time we shall do a bit more on waw and ya, because these are confusing. When are they vowels and when are they consonants? They are consonants when they have fatha, kasra or dhamma, wa, we, wu, or when a ya comes before a waw or a waw comes before a ya, like you is that one over there is a consonant, the next one is a vowel, Yusuf. Inshallah, we shall do more of this next time. Until that time, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
يا لغتي عربية حسبي بأنك منطقي وبياني عربية قلبي وروحي